Hi, and thanks for joining me today. And over the next few minutes, I really want to share some information with you. And before I do, I want you to understand that I want this to really be a conversation. I don't really want this to be just another webinar or just another information session about some great product or some opportunity. I want to talk to you about something that's nuts and bolts, that's incredibly special. And before I do that, who am I? Well, my name is Ivan Cisco, and I make my home up here in Atlantic, Canada. That's the east coast of Canada, and it's so neat that I see so many of you tuned in from different parts of the world. In fact, I see people tuned in from Canada, the United States. I see people in Australia, New Zealand, the United Kingdom. So it's great to see people being able to participate in a webinar form like this from different parts of the world. And every now and again, I've got to pinch myself that I can be here at my home office, living here on the water in Shediac, New Brunswick, and being able to share information with people all over the world. But prior to being involved with this profession that I'm going to talk to you about tonight, I used to be a school teacher. In fact, that's all I ever thought I would do. You know, I spent 7 years in university to get a 4-year degree, so I'm not that sharp. I went on and became a teacher. And when I tell you I taught, I worked with at-risk youth. So I think I'm a giver at heart. In fact, I know I'm a giver at heart, and I'm all about doing whatever I can to make our world a better place. And I'm really fortunate to have an incredible spouse. Her name is Elena, and 3 wonderful children that are just my pride and joy. And that's the reason why I do what I do, so that I can spend more time with the people that I care about versus spending less time with those people. So that's my family, to let you know a little bit about who we are. And I want to talk to you first is what is all this network marketing or work from home stuff that everybody seems to be talking about. In fact, one of the things I've recognized is that the sharpest, brightest people you know today are getting involved with network marketing. People are looking to try to take control of their lives. And like anything, a lot of us have what we call, we prejudge things, or we may have lack of information. We don't have a full understanding or have the education behind what this whole profession really is. Well, one of the things I want you to know is that you can read about it in literally every major business publication, whether it's Forbes or Fortune or Money or the Wall Street Journal or Success Magazine. Pick your poison. They're literally all talking about our profession and how it's the best way for people to create leverage in their lives. And then I think about the profession, almost 20 years of consecutive years of growth from 2009 to 2011. Now, if you've been paying attention, during these years, these last few years, the economy is in trouble. And not just probably where you live, it's happening all over the world. Many countries around the world are literally bankrupt, not knowing how they're going to get out of that situation. But one of the things, the statistics I wanted to share with you that's really important is that in our profession, the top 7 publicly traded companies averaged a 268% increase during all this turmoil, when most companies are downsizing, right-sizing, shaving people. And it's not literally, there's hardly a day or a week that goes by, even where I live here in Canada, in Atlantic, Canada, I have friends and people that I know that are losing important positions with big companies, people that are losing jobs all over the place, and people are truly looking for a better way. So what are the experts saying? And this is just a few. In fact, I ran out of space when I was putting this slide together. But what are the experts saying? Well, Robert Kiyosaki, if you're looking to learn more about networking and building business in this economy, you probably read maybe some of Robert Kiyosaki's books. Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the world. Stephen Covey, just an incredible author, personal development guru. David Bach, whether you've seen him on Oprah or an infomercial or read some of his books about how to get out of debt. Then we think about Seth Godin, one of the brightest minds of our time, Donald Trump, Paul Zane Pilzer, and the list just goes on and on. These are all people that endorse what we do. And I think that's really important to understand, because if you're going to take advice from somebody, let's say you have a legal situation, it's probably smart to take advice from a legal expert versus your broke friend. Or if you need advice on finances or building a business, it'd probably be smart to get around somebody that has their finances taken care of, right? So my recommendation is find somebody that has what you want and model what they've done. You really have 2 options today, and I really believe this. Option number 1, okay, is the 40-40-40 plan. And a lot of people say, well, what's the 40-40-40 plan? The 40-40-40 plan is working 40 hours a week, at least 40 hours, for 40 years of your life and retiring on 40% of what you couldn't live on in the first place. That's the class that most people sign up for. In fact, I was one of those people. And what does that look like? Well, when you finish high school, and if you decide to go on to college or university, one of the craziest things, and I remember this like yesterday, there would be all these different credit card companies all over campus giving you a credit card. All you'd have to do is fill out the application. Within a week, you'd have a credit card, and they would give you multiple credit cards. So here you are, fresh out of high school, starting a life, and you might be getting student loans like most people do. So I was one of those people. I had student loans. I racked up these credit cards all before I got out of university. And what was really sad about that when I look back on it is that I became what we call a school teacher, an educated person per se, and it would have taken me, I had about $50,000 of student loan and credit card debt to start off my life, and it would have taken me my entire adult life, probably 20, 30, maybe even 40 years to pay off all that debt, including the interest. So does that plan really work? And we see so many people today that are preparing for retirement, and they decide to retire, and then they realize a short time later that cash flow is really tight, and they're going back and getting a part-time job or this job or that job, or some people just never able to retire. That's the option that most people and educated people are signing up for. And for me, it just does not make sense. I don't really get it. And I think when we know better, we do better. And the truth is, most people just don't know better. That's what we're told to do. That's what we assume that's how it is, and that's what we do. Your option number 2 is to create some leverage in your life. And if you get nothing else of what I'm going to talk about over the next few minutes, is you've got to find a way to get some leverage. If you don't have any leverage in your life, you're always trading time for money. Time for money. So if you want to make more money, you've got to get a second job or work more hours, but your income's always based on, it's linear income, it's all based on your activity, trading time for money. If you have leverage in your life, that means you can stop working and continue to generate income whether you're working or not. And what I'm going to show you today is a way for you to generate some leveraged income inside of your life. Well, our company is called Send Out Cards, and there's literally hundreds of companies in our profession all over the world. And I want you to know that, I'm one of those people that have been very fortunate. I got involved with a prior company to this, and we did very, very well. I was able to pay off all my debt, become completely debt-free. I had a couple of homes, and we've traveled all over the world. I've traveled many, many places around the world, and I'm very blessed that I've been able to make this profession work for me. Why? Because I realized it wasn't a lottery ticket. I realized that I needed to learn some new skills, and I needed to go to work and get around people that have done what I wanted, had a lifestyle that I wanted to pursue. So, and then I left that situation to get involved with this company, which I'm just ecstatic about. And we've been involved with this company now. We're going on our 18th month. So the company was launched in 2005 by that gentleman you see there. His name is Mr. Cody Bateman. And Cody is a visionary. Not only is he a visionary, he is a giver. He literally lives with his heart on his sleeve, and he just constantly wants to give. And I want to tell you a little bit about Cody's story because it's really relevant to what I'm going to show you over the next few minutes. And Cody was one of those people that is a family guy, and he was driven, and he was home one weekend for a long weekend family get-together. And when he was leaving, he had what he called a prompting. And a prompting is that feeling you get in your gut when you know you should go do something for somebody, you should act on a feeling that you have. And he was leaving, and his brother was off into the field, and he had this prompting to go and say goodbye to his brother, give him a hug, and tell him that he loved him. And he didn't do it. He just drove off, and he went home with his own family. And a couple of months later, the phone rang. And it's that phone call that you never want to get. And it was his mother calling him saying that his brother had passed away. And immediately, obviously, for any of you that have lost anyone before, not a nice place to be, but immediately in his mind was, I didn't say goodbye to my brother. I didn't give him that hug that day. And he made a decision that day that he was never, ever again not going to act on a prompting when he had that feeling to do something good for somebody. And he went on this journey to create a vehicle to allow millions of people to act on their promptings. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So Cody is the CEO and founder of our company. He's become a very dear friend. Our company is a member of the Direct Selling Association. That just simply means we've jumped through all the hoops to be regulated in many countries around the world. And we've grown every single year, even in a challenged economy, which is really exciting. So what we've done is we're taking advantage of technology and providing a service that's more convenient and less expensive. What does that mean? We're changing the marketplace. So imagine being able to offer a product for a lower price, more convenient than it is in the stores. Well, we all know what happens when technology changes, right? There's an opportunity to position yourself in front of trends. And I'm going to talk about 3 important trends right now. One is the movie industry. When was the last time you took your family down to the movies, picked out a few movies, or to a movie store, picked out a few movies, brought them home and watched them for the weekend? Well, we know those days are pretty much gone. Why? Because now from your cable company, whatever company you're with, you can download a movie instantly, which makes it more convenient, and often it's less expensive. Or you could buy something like Netflix where you pay a monthly fee of $8 or $9 a month. You can watch as many movies as you want whenever you want. So the movies didn't change, just the way that they were delivered. Then we think about books. Several of the big bookstores have gone away. Why? Because of Amazon. Amazon started mailing books directly to your home at a lower price. Then the next phase of that was what we call Kindles. I remember 3 years ago when I got my first Kindle, I was amazed that I could download a book onto my Kindle, onto this device for 2/3 of the price, and I could have it instantly. Again, it changed the game. It changed the way that the information was delivered. And we think about music, we think about vinyl records, and we think about audio tapes, and we think about CDs. And CDs weren't that long ago, but today they're pretty much gone. Everyone's downloading music at a lower price, more conveniently to their iPod or whatever form of device that they have. So the music hasn't changed, just the way that people access it. Now, here's the question I want to ask you. How would you have liked to position yourself in front of any one of those trends I just talked about? Massive trends. Technology's changed everything. Well, I'm going to give you a chance to position yourself in front of the next major trend. And the key is you've got to see it before everyone else does. That's what a visionary does. You see something before everyone else does, and you be part of the next big game changer. So how does it all work? Well, really simply, you're able to log in online, okay? And you could choose from over 16,000 different greeting cards that we have. You can type a message in your own handwriting. You can upload images, company logos. When you hit send, it goes to our company. We actually print that card for you. We stuff it into the envelope. We address it for you, all for under $1. Now, I don't know about you, but if you go to the store today, whether it's Hallmark or American Greeting Card or whatever it may be, and you buy a greeting card today, it'll probably cost you on the low end around $4 all the way up to $7, $8, or $9 for a greeting card. We could do all of that and a whole lot more in a much more personal way for under $1. So let me show you how this works, and it's really going to blow your mind with where technology is going today. So you can jump online. One of the other aspects of our program is this is a contact management tool as well. And this is one of the features that I am most excited about because I was always one of those people where I had a lot of contacts in my phone. I had an email account full of contacts. I had a Facebook account, a Plaxo account. I had a stack of business cards somewhere. And I was saying for years that I needed to find a way to organize my contacts and do a better job at keeping in touch with people. And we know that's so hard. And with all the white noise of Facebook and social media, we need to touch people in a personal manner or they fall on the wayside. Like, think of all the amazing people you've met over the years that you've lost touch with. And some of that could be even family members that we've lost touch with. Well, Sendo Cards is going to force you to get organized with your contacts, which I love. It's also going to remind you, as you can see down here at the bottom, it's going to remind you of everyone's birthday, important dates. If you're a company owner and you want to do employee recognition, it's always going to remind you so you never, ever have to forget again. A really big deal. So once you log in, this is what you're going to see. All these different categories. Again, thousands and thousands of greeting cards. Imagine walking into a store and being able to choose from over 16,000 greeting cards. Each card that you could create a postcard, a 2-panel card, a 3-panel card, or even a big card, which is an 8x11 card. Now, if you're on Facebook like I am, I can actually go, and if you're a friend of mine, I can go on there and grab a picture of you and your family or something fun, and I can drag it into the system here. Or if you have photos on your computer, you can upload them in here. And I got a quick question for you to think about. Why do you think so many people spend so much time on Facebook? It's because they're nosy. Everyone's nosy. Everyone likes to know what's going on in other people's lives. Everyone likes to look at pictures. They love looking at pictures of themselves, right? So you can actually upload your pictures here, and you can drag it inside of the card. In fact, you could make the picture the whole inside of the card if you choose to. How wonderful is that? If you want to, you can type a message in your very own handwriting with your own signature. So we have all different kinds of fonts, but I'm not kidding when I tell you could type a message in your own handwriting. You simply upload your handwriting into the system and you're good to go. Now when you type messages, they're going to be typed in your handwriting. Really, really cool. The return address is automatically going to populate for you, and who you're going to send it to, you simply type in their name, select that contact, and then their information is going to populate as well. So you don't even have to type in their address again. Remember, this is just all clicks of a mouse, clicks of a mouse. On top of that, this is really fun. We have a huge gift store. So you can add gifts to your cards. Look at that. We could add a Starbucks card, or all different kind of gift cards can be entered, whether it's Walmart or Home Depot. We've got lots and lots of gift cards that you can load inside of the card really simply. The company does all the work for you. And if you like gifts, well, we've got personal development books. We've got hundreds and hundreds of different trinkets and feel-good gifts for all different occasions. Some of the things I love sending people are gourmet foods. So if you really like this information today, you could go ahead and send me some brownies. I absolutely love them. They're delicious, but they're a whole lot of fun to send people Mrs. Fields cookies or any of the personal development books that we have and audio programs. They're a lot of fun as well. Then we have a photo store, which is really cool. You could do calendars. You could do canvas prints. You could do your own business cards with your company logos and images. Whatever you can think of, you can do it here. You could create all your cards from scratch if you want to. You could do posters. You could do, look at that, an iPhone case with your picture on it, or your company logo, or your kid's photo. We have iPad cases as well that we just launched, which are a whole lot of fun as well. It's endless what we can do inside of Sendo Cards. On top of that, you could schedule when you want it to be sent. So it can be sent out today or immediately. It could be scheduled to show up at their birthday or an anniversary or any special time. So remember, the company does all the work for you. All you do is click, click, click your mouse, hit send. The send button is my favorite button. Once you hit send, that goes out the very next day. So that's a little bit about a product. Now, the other thing I want to tell you about the cards is if you're a business owner, or if you're putting together some holiday cards or invitations for a wedding or whatever it may be, you can go into our system, create a card either from scratch or choose one of our cards, and you create one card. Okay, you take the time to create this beautiful card, and let's say you want it to go to 100 people or 500 people or 10,000 people. Once you hit send, we've got what we call a campaign feature, and every one of those cards is going to be personalized to all 100 or 5,000 or 10,000 people that card goes to. So inside of the card, it would say Dear Betty or Dear Tom or Dear Sally or, Happy Holidays, Bill, whatever it may be. One click of a mouse, that card can go out to your whole network the very next day. Really powerful. And then we can create campaigns where, let's say you want to show people that you appreciate them, your patients, your clients, your customers. I want you to really think about this. In this economy, you've got to separate yourself. And any forward-thinking business owner knows they need to do this as well. They need to show their patients or clients or customers that they appreciate them. So you could create a campaign where it touches them every 3 or 4 months, where they're going to get a handwritten card from you. Incredibly powerful. And that's just some of the features you could do inside of Sendo Cards. That's simple. So what if you could make money telling people about this incredible product? What if, tens of millions and millions and millions of people will be using Sendo Cards in the very next future? What if you could position yourself in front of that wave? Well, I promise you it's going to happen. It's already starting to happen where card stores are going away. You know, the hallmarks in the American greeting stores, they're going to be gone away. In fact, in the next few years, I think you'll be very hard pressed to find a card store, and everybody will be using send out cards. Okay, so let's talk about it. And a lot of you are already networking. What do I mean by that? How many of you have been to a good restaurant before? Did you tell somebody about it? Or you went to watch a great movie. Did you tell somebody about it? That's what this is. I like to call it referral marketing, telling other people about a great service. If you're willing to tell other people about it, you can do extremely well. Now, I told you a little bit earlier about the premise of the company and how it started. What we loved most about Send Out Cards was the idea of sending positive messages every single day in a not so positive world. And I can't tell you how much this has done for us personally and how much it's done for the people in our world, our friends, our family, and people in our network, that we're able to touch them on an ongoing basis. And what's happened is, it's kind of like that whole law of reciprocity. If you're a giver and you like to give, well, a whole lot comes back to you. I can't tell you the power of using Send Out Cards every day. In fact, we've launched something recently that we call the Gratitude Challenge. And the challenge is sending a heartfelt card a day for 30 days. For 30 days, a gratitude challenge. Who needs to hear from you in words and images? Is it your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your coach, your pastor, your minister, your whoever? Who needs to hear from you? And who needs a pick-me-up? You know, there's just so many powerful things that you could do with Send Out Cards. So our gratitude challenge is something you definitely want to learn about. And for us, our 6-year-old Tyson does the gratitude challenge with us. He sends a thoughtful card every single day to somebody that's on his mind, or somebody that he's thinking about, or somebody he wants to say hello to. And just imagine empowering 6-year-old kids to give gratitude every day. That gets me really excited. So on top of that, imagine being able to earn commissions on all the cards and gifts that you tell people about, right? So for instance, for me in our business, we've got a lot of big corporations and small companies and people that are connected that have gotten involved with our network that I had nothing to do with. Big corporations that use Send Out Cards and send thousands of cards a month. I had nothing to do with that, and I get paid a percentage month after month off all the cards and gifts they send forever. There's no experience needed. You're your own boss. You get to make your own hours, and you do this completely from home. And you can earn an unlimited amount of income potential. Now, there's different types of people that we attract, okay? The first category would be customers. These are people that just want to use our service, maybe for personal reasons. So we have two simple products. One is our retail product, okay? And for $9.80 a month, you get about 10 cards a month, all right? Wonderful product. And the great thing about this, it's not like your cell phone. What happens when you have a cell phone and you don't use all the minutes that month? Well, they go away, right? Well, your points in this case, your 10 cards will carry over to the next month, for an entire year for you. How cool is that? So if you didn't use all your cards this month, you could use them in a later month, and they can accumulate for the holidays, whatever you want to do. But one of the things we know is people start using Send Out Cards, they love it, and they send more cards than they ever thought that they would. Then we have a second product, which is $31 a month, where you're going to get our lowest price on all of our cards and gifts. And that'll get you somewhere between 30 and 50 cards a month, and you can use those points towards any of our gifts as well. And that's an incredible product. Same thing, if you don't use all your points and cards and gifts that month, you can carry them over month after month for an entire year. Just an incredible value and an exciting way to give. Okay, so those are our two products. So we attract customers. The second type of person we attract is people that want to get involved with the Send Out Cards business, but I call them hobbyists. Meaning they like the way it feels. They don't want to do too much, but they'll bring some people. They'll sign a customer here or there. And they really just have fun with Send Out Cards because they love what Send Out Cards is about. The third type of person or people would be the part-time people. And these are people that have full-time jobs or they own businesses that maybe own them, and they're looking for a way to create leverage in their life. They're looking for a way to earn more income. Maybe it's to pay down credit card debt. Maybe it's to get rid of the mortgage payment. Maybe it's to put their kids through university. Maybe it's to travel more. Maybe it's to give more to the causes that are important to them. I don't know. Maybe they're sick and tired of their job. Maybe they want to spend more time with their family. Any of those reasons. So they start part-time, they get to keep their businesses, they get to keep their jobs and careers, and they do this part-time 10 or 15 hours a week on top of their already busy life and start building some leverage. So the income I'm going to talk to you about now is income that's on top of what you're already earning. And then some of those people gravitate or grow into full-time people just over time. Why? Because they start making more money part-time than they do at their full-time job, and now they have choices. They have more freedom in their life that they never had before. So let me talk to you about how this all works. Can I do it? That's a really important question. And a lot of us have limiting beliefs before we even join. Limiting beliefs are things like, well, that person's successful because of where they live or how they grew up, or maybe I don't know enough people, or I don't have the right education, or I don't like to sell. And by the way, this is not a sales business at all. It's more of a teaching and training business. But we create these limiting beliefs in our life and create reasons why we can't do something important for ourselves. Well, I'm here to tell you today, you could totally reinvent, recreate your life and your future. You could totally have everything you've ever wanted if you're willing to do the work and you're willing to learn new skills part-time in and around your life. So here are the 4 things it really takes to succeed. Let me tell you what they are. Number 1, you need about 10 hours a week. Number 2 is you've got to be coachable. Number 3 is you've got to have a burning desire to want something more for you and your family. And number 4, you've got to be the kind of person that does what you say you're going to do. See, I never said it's about where you live, how much education you have, where you work, what your background is, whether you're male or female, how old you are, whether you're 19 or 60, it doesn't matter. See, any 2 years, you could totally recreate yourself. Now let me go through that short list again. 10 hours a week, coachable, burning desire, be the kind of person that does what you say you're going to do. See, if you have those 4 attributes, you can literally write your own ticket. Truly. Now, when I tell people that list, they're always kind of like, well, that's pretty easy. But let's face it, most people aren't coachable, and most people don't do what they say they're going to do. And it makes me sad because there's so many people inside of our profession and outside of our profession. If they only learned to do what they say they're going to do, they could totally, that's the 1 degree difference between them becoming successful and them living a mediocre life. That one thing can change their entire life. So can you do this? Well, of course you can do it. People ask me all the time, they're like, Ivan, how are you able to be home every day and live on the water and spend so much time with your kids? Elena and I are both home every single day with our kids. How, I can't put a price tag on that, but how do we do it? Well, I send people websites and they look at it and they say if it's for them or not for them. I don't have to convince. I don't have to twist arms. And that's truly what I do. When you join Send Out Cards, you're going to get 3 replicating websites. One website is only going to talk about our product. A second website is going to talk about our gratitude challenge and how people can get involved with that. And let me tell you, that has some great legs. If you're a giver and you can attract other givers, which you will, people love the gratitude challenge. And the third website you're going to get is our website that's going to talk about our product and the business for people that are looking to generate more income. So we've created all the tools that you need. There's going to be webinars like this that you can use. We have live events. So if you can just put people in front of the information, you can build some serious leverage inside of your life. So let me ask you a question. Could you invite somebody to watch this webinar that you just watched? Could you invite somebody to look at your website and have them create a card on your site? Of course you could. It's a simple skill set thing that you must learn if you want to build a big business. So what do? We gather customers and we help other people do the same thing. How do we gather customers? We direct people to information, websites, webinars, live events, send them cards. Very, very simple. Again, ask yourself the question, is that something that I could do? Well, the answer to that question is, of course it's something that you could do. Now, to become a distributor, a marketing distributor inside of Sendo Cards, if you're serious about the business, it's only going to cost you $295 to get started. Let me say that again. It's only going to cost you $295 to get up and running and have your own business. You're going to get your own Sendo Cards business, which is going to give you tax benefits. What does that mean? Now you can write off a portion of your heat and lights. You can write off a portion of your rent, your car, your cell phone, if you like to travel, if you like to eat out. Now you can write a portion of all that stuff off because you have a home-based business. And by the way, any good accountant will tell you to have a home-based business just for the write-offs. Secondly, you're going to get those 3 websites we talked about. No extra fees. Every other company I know, and they should charge a monthly fee to use websites like this, right? No fees. You're going to get that. That's included. Unlimited training and support, and that's really the best part. When you become part of our organization, the Dream Team, I will just tell you that you're going to get all the support. You're going to get everything you need. You don't have to be anyone's guinea pig. We've got an incredible training site in place. We do live events. We're going to help you put a plan together around your life. The contact management to all the bells and whistles of the Sendo card system. You're going to get the lowest prices for life on all the cards and gifts. And we're going to give you 100 free greeting cards just for joining. You get all that. And this beautiful kit in your mail you're going to get as well. You're going to get all that stuff for $295. Think of all the different ways you spent $295. Well, I would just tell you, this $295 has turned in a great deal of money for me and my family. Okay? Now, it's not a lottery ticket. It doesn't mean you join and then all of a sudden checks start coming in, right? But it's not a whole lot harder than that if you're willing to go to work. So what do? Well, we gather customers. We send people to our website. We show them what Sendo Cards is. They can send a card, try it out. And through all the people that come into your network, you earn anywhere between 5 and 30% commission on all the cards and gifts that go through your network from 1 month to the next. And every time you get promoted, that increases from 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 to 25, all the way up to 30%. In fact, we've got a way that you can earn 30% commissions just off sharing our product, which is really exciting when you get started. Really incredible. So let me talk to you about how this all works. Let's talk about the weekly bonus. Now, some of you are looking to make some money quickly, okay? The residual piece takes some more time to grow, just like anything. What if I told you that if you shared Sendo Cards with somebody and they decided to become a marketing distributor like you went out and helped them get their first 2 customers. That means $9.80 subscription. It's month to month. They're not tied into anything. Help 2 people do that. The company will pay you $100 for every person that you enroll. $100. So if you brought in 3 people, the company will pay you $300 tomorrow. And we pay daily, by the way, on the customer acquisition bonus. Really exciting. But that's not all. That's where we just start. You can give yourself a promotion anytime you want. And if you're like me, I'd rather do this fast than slow. You can earn more money for doing the same thing. So once you have your first 3 people, okay, and you get certified trained, once you get your first 3 people, we're going to pay you more money. We're going to give you what we call a promotion. You rank advance to the senior distributor level. Now when you show it to somebody, you're going to make $140 each time. So if you shared it with 3 people this week, you'd make an extra $420 this week, extra on top of what you're already earning. I want you to think about this. Or this month. Maybe it's this month for you. But here's where the leverage starts kicking in. And this is what's exciting. You can get to the leverage money very, very quickly. Once you become a senior distributor, as we talked about now, the people that you brought in, they're going to start bringing people into the business, and you're going to make $40 every time they bring somebody in. So if your group brought in 10 people this week or this month, you'd make an extra $400 off of somebody else's efforts. And that's what's important to understand. That's where freedom lives, when you're earning income off of other people's efforts. Now, once you have a little group of about 12 people on your team, now that doesn't mean you brought in all 12. You might have brought 3 who each got 3. That would give you your 12. Any combination. But once you have 12 people on your team, we're going to promote you again to the manager level. And here's where things get incredibly interesting. I really need you to sit up and pay close attention to this, because when I started to understand what I'm showing you right now, I about hallucinated. So at the manager level, and I want to give you a real life story. When you enroll somebody now, you're going to make $240 each person you enroll. So if you brought in 3 people this week, you'd make an extra $720 this week or this month. But here's where it gets better, because that's off of your efforts, right? Well, the people you brought in, they're going to start bringing in people as well. And every time they bring in somebody into the business, you're going to make $140 every time that happens. And that can go to unlimited depths, unlimited levels. Really incredible. Let me give you a real life story. I brought a friend of mine. His name is Johnny Moontrackus. He's a dear friend, and he lives in Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada. And Johnny's a mortgage guy. He does real estate. He flips some houses, but his prime business is mortgages. And he's a great guy. Well, when I enrolled Johnny, I made what? $240 for bringing him into the business. Well, Johnny since then has brought a lot of people into the business, but here's what I want you to know. Over the course of the first 7 days that he joined, he brought in 11 people. So 11 times 140, I don't know, I'm not that great at math, but I know that's over $1,400 that I earned from what Johnny did. So here's the question I've got to ask you. How much income are you earning off of other people's efforts? This is where freedom lives, okay? And, I'm just really excited about what Johnny's been able to do, but that's one person. We now have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people on our team that are bringing people into our business and as customers each and every day. How cool is that? And it continues to grow and grow with or without me. And every time, so you can continue to move up through the ranks, and the income just gets higher and higher and higher. And I'm not going to go through all the details, but at the senior manager level, you'll make a $190 bonus off the people in your team. I'm at the executive level, and at the executive level, I make $320 off anybody I sponsor and help them get their customers. When they go out and sponsor somebody, I make $220 every single time. You start doing the math. Really incredible. And on top of that, we've got a way that you can earn income off of training all the people in your business. If you like to train, if you like to help people, we'll actually pay you anywhere between $40 and $100 off every single person you train that comes into your business, on top of all the income that we just talked about. And guess what? I'm not done yet. The monthly residual piece is my favorite piece. And my favorite piece, this takes a little bit longer to build, but this is what I call mailbox money. This means you've done something once and you get paid over and over and over. A lot of people ask, Ivan, how much money did you make your first month? Well, we actually made $9,700 our first month in this company, but since then, I've still earned money from that first month every single month after. So I don't know how much money we've earned our first month, because I'm still getting paid from that very first month and our second month and our third month. But I want to show you the power of our compensation plan. And I don't love showing this slide, but I think it's important for those of you that have some vision, okay? So if you can imagine bringing 3 people in to send out cards and helping them each get 3, you'd have 9. If you're 9 people then and went and got 3, you'd have 27. If those 27 people went and got 3, you'd have 81. If those 81 got 3, you'd have 243, 729, 2187. Well, here's the truth. It never works out this way. But when I saw this for the first time in my life, I started to understand the power of leverage. See, this will go with or without you once you put enough people into the business or as customers. Now, at the senior manager level, you will earn anywhere between, at the senior manager level, you'd have about 24 people on your team. You didn't bring all those 24 people in, but you'd have a total of 24 people. Once you've done that, you get ranked to our senior manager level. See how quickly you can get into the big money? Well, now you earn 12 to 15% commission on all those cards and gifts for forever. That's a big, big commission. Now, I want to share with you, if you did this, okay, if you had 2,200 people on your team, each had 10 customers spending $10 a month, you'd earn over $26,000 a month. Now, I don't say any of this to impress you, but I will definitely have 2,200 people in my senior manager group by the end of this year. And that's what I get excited about, because when people join Sendo Cards as customers, most of them stay with the service for a very long time because they love how it makes them feel and they love the benefits it brings into their lives. And certainly business owners, they can't do without it once they've started using it. So I wanted you to see a little bit about the power of our compensation plan. It's incredibly lucrative. So each time you rank advance, your commissions on all the cards and gifts go up every single month. And again, you're probably already networking. You're telling other people about great products and services. Why not get paid for telling other people about this great product and service, okay? So a little bit about the global opportunity, and this was really important for me. Well, right now we're in Canada, the United States, Australia, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, Ireland, and Singapore. And we've got a plan. We've got a global footprint to open up over 100 countries in the next couple of years. And here's the cool thing. No matter where you're at right now, if you go and talk to your neighbor, most likely they've never heard of Sendo Cards. 9 out of 10 people have no clue what Sendo Cards is right now. You could start in your own town and start building and position yourself before we go global. That's what I'm really excited about. So how do I get started? Well, get back with the person that invited you here today, but join our gratitude challenge. It's going to make you a better person. Try it out for 30 days. If you don't like it, cancel it, but we know you're going to love it. We know what Sendo Cards is going to do for you, your family, your business, your community. It's really exciting. So join our gratitude challenge. Become a distributor if you're interested in the business side of things. You may not be, but if you are interested in our business, certainly get your questions answered, lock arms with us, get through our training, and we'll put a plan together in and around your life. And some of the famous last words, and God bless his soul, Jim Rohn is one of those people that has literally impacted my life in a profound way. And Jim Rohn, we miss him. But one of the simple quotes that you'll see, or statements that he's made, that just sunk and resonated with me the first time I heard it: for things to change, you have to change. And what does that mean? Well, it simply means if there's something in your life you're dissatisfied with, maybe it's your finances, maybe it's time, maybe it's a relationship, I don't know what it is, but you have the power to change it. All you have to do is do something differently. And my best advice is go find somebody that has what you want and model their behavior. Find out how they did it. And the good news is that you can change. You can change today. You can start today, start down a new road for you and your family. So if you're ready to get started and join us, let me be the first to welcome you to our Sendo Cards family. We attract great people. We really do. We've got some amazing people. I wish you could hear all of their stories. Definitely go to our training site and find out more about who we are and what we're doing. Sendoutdreamteam.com, and we have a username and password, which is dream and then team. But get back to the person that invited you here. Go on to their website and send a free card. Try out the system if you haven't yet. Go on to their website and watch the videos and learn more about who we are and what we do. And I just want you to know that I am completely accessible, and I invite you to lock arms with us and begin your journey of fulfillment and gratitude. So take care, everybody. God bless you, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.